Hi guys, Lori here from the Goodbye Good Girl Project. Got my tarot cards with me. It's a Saturday evening, and this has been an incredibly powerful day. And I want you to feel your power too. Vocalist, hi honey. Hi Ang. It is a really, really powerful April. This particular month is incredibly full of energy, and the energetic wind at our backs has to do with positive change. You know, we love to talk about change as if it's something we're supposed to be afraid of. It's like assumed, oh, everybody's afraid of change. Well, maybe not. Maybe we want change. Maybe we want certain kinds of change, and maybe we just need to know how to walk into it without burning ourselves out or burning down the house to build a new one. Do you know what I mean? So April, this particular month in 2026, is a very, 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 put in a few more varies, potent month energetically. And if you are feeling tired, if you are feeling angry, if you are feeling touchy, if you are feeling like changes are happening and you're like, I don't understand what the heck's going on, it's not you. It's not you. It's that we're in an incredible thing called an Aries stellium, which I didn't even know what the hell a stellium was. Oh, Lala's here. Yay. Hi, I haven't seen you in a while. I was thinking about you yesterday. Stelliums, apparently, and I just learned this last week, because I'm a lifelong learner, and stellium is, I think it's 2 or more planets in one sign. And so what that does is it means that those particular planets they're sort of egging each other on. You know, the relationship between them is so that it makes the energies bigger. So, and the fact is, and this is a fact that we don't generally think about very much or talk about a lot generally in our regular life, but the fact is that we're made of that energy that is reflected in the stars. You can go check out, I always want to say his name wrong. Who is the African-American guy who's the astrophysicist? For some reason, I want to call him Donald Walsh, and that is not his name. Neil. Anyway, brilliant man, and he talks about how we are literally made, physically, like real stuff, made of stars that were created millennia ago. We are physically, emotionally, mentally connected to what is going on in the sky. It's nothing you have to believe in, but it helps you to understand. It helps if you understand that when stuff is happening in the world, it's not as limiting as we think it is. It is not as limited as we think it is. We tend to go, oh, look, stuff's happening in the world and it's really bad, and then we're scared because we feel like there's nothing we can do about it. We feel helpless. But you actually have so much power. You have so much more power. And the only way you're going to prove that to yourself is by proving that to yourself. Let me pull a card here for the collective. Yep. Tower card, upside down. This is where we are in this month. It's the Tower card. And the Tower card is not a bad thing. What it is, though, is a card of shifting. Now, when I was a kid, I would have these dreams all the time that I was on the top of a tower. It was like top of a castle or a building or something. And it would be falling, and I would be like on the top of it, adjusting my body so I could ride it down, and then I could jump off harmlessly. I had that dream a lot. And that is what is expected of us. Nope, that's not the right word. It's not expected of us. This is what is being offered to us right now. We're used to thinking, I don't have any power. I'm going to get crushed by the tower. I'm going to get crushed by the events of the world. I don't have anything to do but sort of adapt to it. And this is what I'm here to help you understand is actually not your truth. It's not the truth of your fundamental being. It's not the truth of your energetic being. And the only way to start getting into what the hell your energetic being is to feel what you feel. It's deceptively simple. What do you feel? And how do you feel it? If you feel pissed off, where do you feel that in your body? When I get pissed off, I feel it in my gut. Lala, baby, I am so glad to see you. Hi, honey. Welcome, welcome, Bailey. Welcome, anybody and everybody. Welcome. My name's Lori. I'm with the Goodbye Good Girl Project, and this is where we reclaim the feminine. This is where women leaders come to break the rules and make a damn difference. And this is where you can make a damn difference in your life by letting in the feminine, whether you're a woman or a man. I was watching, you're on a road trip. Nice. I hope it's a good one. I hope you're having a good time. I was watching an amazing clip of an American Indian whose name was, I believe, Means. He passed in 2012. And he made such a potent point. He said, you know, when we talk about women being in charge, men get all bent out of shape and they go, oh my God, so now they're going to rule over us? It's like, no, that's your game. That's your dysfunctional game. In the Indian world, women are the matriarchy. What the matriarchy does naturally is include the masculine. It doesn't say, oh my God, you know, like, let's go step on your neck like you stepped on ours. So get the hell out of the way. Just get the hell out of the way. We've got to start building. Hi, Devin. I'm so glad you're here, sweetheart. We have to make some choices about what we want in our lives. And it really does. It doesn't have to be so completely serious that you're never going to have fun again. That's not what it's about. It's really not what it's about. But it means living differently. That card hits home. Ooh. If you want to say more, Lala. If you don't, don't. But I'm always open to conversation. This card came out. This is not a card of physical death. At least that is not how I or a lot of people. Hey, Miss Red. This is not how a lot of people read this card. This is about transformation. When you change, when something about you changes, or when something in your life changes completely, somebody passes, or a friendship ends, or you get better, you know, right now I'm going through this, but not physically. I'm actually birthing. I am in the process of birthing the things that are happening in my business that are feet on the ground, boots on the ground. Things are going to start to be real in the world is so goddamn exciting because it's been 20 years of me trying, but my feet were never on the ground. I kept trying to do everything by the masculine only rules, and it doesn't work. It never worked for anybody. Okay? It's not inclusive, it's patriarchal, it's exclusive, it's excluding, it's shaming, it's somebody has to win and somebody has to lose instead of everybody winning. So when I was watching the Indian man talk about the feminine is not about the feminine in charge, the matriarchy is not about lording it over men, it's about everybody's included. And I'm like, well, let's get the hell on with it. And we've got to be willing to be absolutely foolish. And this card is about not knowing what you're doing, but trying something anyway. Trying something anyway. Thank you, Red. And don't let yourself fall into the mental assumption. Pay attention to what you're thinking as you listen to me, okay? Pay attention. Not to should on yourself, not to make yourself wrong. To notice. And what you're noticing it for is the things you're saying, are they freeing you or are they restricting you? So if I say to you, it's about doing something, even though you might not know what you're doing, and if your brain, like my brain, goes, I have to jump off a 90-foot cliff to prove that I can do stuff, that is a limiting thought. Does that make sense? Anything that makes you go, oh my God, I have to go so far beyond my comfort zone that I don't even know what it begins to look like. That is the patriarchy at work. It's a patriarchal loop. It is designed to keep you small. If instead you say, I'm going to do something, it's going to be small. Great. Thank you, Red. If you do something small that is still outside your comfort zone, but it's this much outside your comfort zone, you're going to do it. And you know what you've done then? You've transformed. And you've done it in a way where you haven't scared the crap out of yourself. You've done it in a way where all the patriarchal programming that you've been given, even the stuff you don't see, stands down and lets it through the door. You've snuck out through the castle. You are breaking the pattern. Exactly. Exactly. Absolutely incredible. This is a time. What has happened for me? I want to give this to you as a for instance, okay? You can see if this applies to some aspects of your life in this last 3-4 weeks, because if this Aries stellium, say that 3 times fast. Anyway, Aries, this is stuff I've just learned. Aries is a planet, is apparently the first planet of the, no, Lori, not brain, no, it's not aristocracy, dear. It's not autocracy. It's not fun. I got the letter, I don't have the word. It's astrology. Wow. The Aries is the very first planet of the journey throughout the astrological chart. If we look at the lives that we have as humans, we travel through these planets. Now we may not get through each sign. Hello. Hi Christina. We may not go through each sign like one in each lifetime, right? It might take us some time to get through one, because it's a matter of personal evolution. And I don't think that there's a way for us to really see that at this point in our human evolution. I don't think we can stand back and go, let me look at the last 1,000 years, at the last 1,000 lifetimes and see what the arc was. I think, but let me finish that thought, Christina, and then I'll tell you what my answer to that. Hold on. TikTok's asking me to do something clever. I don't know what. Okay. Anyway, so as in our development, in our soul's development, we're going through each of these signs over a number of lifetimes. Okay. And it's not a set number of lifetimes. It's not like school where you have to go through 12, grades and one at a time. It's not like that. One would assume. In this lifetime, our job is to roll with the energies that are here for us. Hi, Terry, honey. Go with the energies that are here for us and make the most of them. Use them for our freedom. Use them to unlock the door to the castle tower and get the hell out. And the way to do that, and this is the time period to do it. We have the wind at our backs. We have the key that's been given to us. It's time to do this. It's time to experience this. It's time to enjoy this. It's time to take a different perspective. It's not the time to go running out into the street. How do I do it differently? No, this is how do you look at it differently? How do you do this? How do I do this? How do I live differently? How do I have a different quality of life without beating the crap out of myself the way I've learned to since I was a kid? That's the patriarchal game, is beat the hell out of yourself, hoping you'll get a reward. You're never going to get a reward for beating the hell out of yourself, but you might get a reward for stopping beating up on yourself. Interesting, right? When you let go of the self-punishment, now you're cooking with gas. Now you're letting something that's already there come in. You're allowing the path of least resistance. And so how do you do that? How do you make that actually real for you? Now, before I answer that, and my answer is something that I created called the 1% solution, which is made up of a whole lot of wisdom from me and a whole lot of other people. But I wanted to answer Christina's question. What is the best past life regression? So, Christina, I don't know if this will serve your question to the best way that you want it, so you'll have to tell me. But the first thing that comes to my mind is like, why do you want a past life regression? Like, what is the purpose? There's nothing wrong with it. What is the purpose that you want it to serve? Because it's really important that the purpose it serves for you be one that helps you strengthen yourself, that helps you come into your knowing of your being, that is the combined feminine, masculine, your complete humanness in one place. That's, you want to remember your life in Egypt. Cool. Now, let me ask you, and thank you for answering. So, what are you, is this curiosity, you're just like into it, or is there something that you're hoping that you will learn from this that will help you with something specific? And the reason I'm asking is, it's cool if you're just like, I'm just exploring. That's great. And I will give you my answer for that. If you are exploring for a specific answer that takes you out of your now, oh my God, you might need to live there, right? You might need to move to Egypt. Honestly. Yep. I have a friend who's been to Turkey, and every time she lives in Turkey, she's like, this is my home. She's trying desperately to get back there. She's an American who's just trying to go back to Turkey. You can do anything that you want to do. Is it going to take some noodling, some working through it, some, how do I get through the, yeah, but it doesn't take force. It doesn't take force. It does not take force. So I don't know. I mean, if you want a past life regression kind of situation, if it were me, what I would do is I would sit down and I would do something that I call wisdom writing. Other people call it automatic writing. Wisdom writing is I sit down, I take a journal, I write at the top, talk to me about my life in Egypt. And I listen. I listen for words, phrases, even if they don't make any gosh darn sense, I just write it. I start writing. I'm not hurrying. I'm not making myself write without stopping because that just gets me anxious. But I'm listening, like what? And then I have a conversation with myself. And it's amazing the stuff that comes through. It's amazing. Because the thing about going to a past life regression person who's not you is you're still not in your own authority. And then you're left with that doubt. Were they right? Because it didn't come from you. It didn't come from your knowing. And any past lives that you've had are, in effect, happening exactly right this second. This is what physics tells us. This is what metaphysics tells us. This is what spirituality tells us, which we can't process with our brains in a certain way because we're in time and space, aren't we? We're on Earth. We're here going, well, it's 5 o'clock at night and I'm going to dinner at 6:30 or whatever. We've got all that going on. But the reason for understanding that everything is happening simultaneously is to understand that we have access to it. Fundamentally, you have access to every life you've ever lived right now. And so it's not so much about let me seek and find, let me dig through the muck. You don't have muck. You have misalignments. Okay? You don't have muck. When you think you have muck, then you are putting your power into something lesser than you. You don't have muck. You have misalignments. You have misunderstandings. You have patterns literally in your brain, in the grooves of your brain that you've not interrupted yet. That's what you have. You have energies going on in your body that you've learned to expertly translate without any time passing. You feel something, boom, you know exactly what that is. You're like, oh, I'm pissed off, or oh, I want that person, or it's immediate. It's immediate. And you've learned so well to translate between the energy, the emotion, and the brain, the judgment on yourself. That what happens is that you don't give yourself any time to interrupt the pattern. You just go straight into the self-blame. And then what the patriarchal rules tell you is, that's right, you're to blame. You have no power. You can't get out of it yourself. You're screwed up. You're going to have to get some healing from somebody else. You're never going to make it. And the problem with that is it's great to get healing with other people and from other people. It's good if you get help with your healing. That's lovely. But if your entire setting is, I have nothing to do with this healing other than opening up and letting somebody else do it for me, I hear you, Christina. I hear you. That's deep. Devin, tell us. While I answer Christina's, I don't know why I chose this life. You know what? Here's something that I've been experiencing lately. I now feel a purpose. I feel an incredible, incredible purpose. Woo! It's not what you would choose, but you did choose. That's the bastard of it, isn't it? Research suggests human DNA can act as a fractal antenna. Not can, probably does, but I don't even know what that phrase means, honestly. You'd have to say a little more about that. You know how I do these. I kind of channel this stuff, but that's brilliant. I love that. A structure that interacts with EMF across a wide... Of course, it makes total sense. That makes total sense to me. We're made of energy and light. Light is energy. We're made of light. Yep. Our stomachs are second brains. And this is incredible. All of this is incredible information, right? And why did we? Gut two, actually, Christine. As far as I understand it, other people can chime in who know more than I do. And then we don't know what we're here for. We're sitting here going, what am I? You know what we've been working on all this time? Like, how do I find a job? How do I get the money? How do I survive? This is good stuff. Let's survive, please. It's kind of important if we're going to do anything else. By the way, yes, please do follow me. Please keep hitting the hearts and please share this out. I appreciate it. It helps me a lot. Helps other people a lot too, apparently, which makes me happy. Oh my God, I'm so full of energy these days, and I can't sleep well because there's so much information coming in, and that sounds really mystical, and I guess it is, and it's always, no, I'm actually in Ohio. I lived on the West Coast for 11 years. Well, hey, thanks, TikTok mom. Yep, this is where women come to break the rules and make a damn difference. You are? I'm in Cincinnati. Where are you? That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, Lou. You're in Warren. Oh, my God. This is cool, man. This is cool. How far between Columbus and Lancaster, Youngstown? Okay, so it's like a couple of hours, maybe. Wow. Oh, my God. So, Lou, I went to California for 11 years. No, it's not too far at all. We should gather our Ohio peeps and have I don't know, this Saturday. You were born in California. California is emphatically not for me. You've been here 46 years. That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I went out to California and people from here said, oh, hey, you're going to be perfect out there because you're so different. You're so weird. And all these people who are very, Republican in their outlook. Because these days, Republican doesn't mean what it meant when I was coming up. It used to mean a difference of perspective. Now it's like, I don't know, different universes or something. So they all said, you're going to be great out in California. You belong there. And I got out to California and they said, we don't belong here. Why don't you go to the Midwest? I was like, son of a bitch. And, absolutely, I came back home after 11 years, broke off my ass, homeless, and said, I'm home. I'm home. Paragon is here. Our physics professor's in. Isn't that funny how that works, Devin? That is really, and that's the magic of energy. Because I went out to California and I was there for 11 years and I made like almost no friends. Like I made friends, but for them, friendship was, we'll see you in 3 months. And I'm like, friendship to me is I'll see you once a motherfucking week. Because I'm about emotional intimacy and creating actual relationships. And in California, they're not into that, at least not in the Bay Area. Thank you for the laughter, Paragon. In Cincinnati, I see my best friend every week like I should. I can't stand it. It is so what am I trying to say? Fractured. It's energetically fractured for me in California. I've been here about a year now, TikTok. The people, I would love to say, and I do say to some people, don't go out there. Like, take a trip, take a vacation, have a good time. Don't move there because it's too expensive. It took all my money and sent me home broke and homeless. It was not my place. And it is very expensive. Really, Alaska. I have a friend who desperately wanted to move to Alaska when we were in our 30s. She was convinced that was the place to be. Doesn't feel like home anymore. What changed in Alaska? Oh, is it expensive in Alaska too? Oh, you're just starting back here in Ohio, Mom? That's cool. Yeah, when I came back home in 2015. Oh, on TikTok. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I came back here, just to finish that thought, I was so broken, so broken. And the people in Ohio, they are my people. They know how to reach out. They know how to have a relationship, even if it's not all of them are going to be the deepest one ever. But there's a connection thing that absolutely wouldn't happen out into California. And the other thing I missed out there was the rain. I missed the rain. It was so dry, and I'm used to having moisture. I'm used to 4 seasons, and it that impacts my mood. There is a reason Ohio's the heart of it all. There really is. It's a real thing. It really is. I don't know what California is in that physical definition. Oh, I have neighbors coming out. Got to make room. But Ohio is definitely, the Midwest is the heart. Sorry. Okay. I got you. It's really important for the emotions. It really is. I found the sunshine to be punishing out in California. Isn't that interesting? I was like, I couldn't wait to get out there, and I was like, this is going to be great. It's going to be beautiful all the time. I'm living in Oakland, California, and it's the best weather in the country. By the end of a month, I'm like, this sunshine is pissing me off. Because without rain, I had no external validation of you can rest. And one of the things I find very difficult to do that I've been working on, that I've been practicing, not working on, practicing, is rest. Internal rest. Not just I'll sit down and watch TV for 3 hours, but inside I'm still churning. I'm talking about real rest. It's a big deal. It's a cool deal because it brings you into that biggest power of yours, which is your emotional, energetic self. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about self-confidence. I was thinking about safety and security in our lives. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I hope you come back. I'm here tomorrow at 11 in the morning, Eastern, TikTok. Lovely to meet you. Thanks for being here. Maybe I'll see you at a coffee shop someplace soon. You never know. I was thinking about security, and I was thinking about, the things that we put our security eggs, the basket we put our security eggs into, that basket is not a basket that holds water. It's always external. It's always like, do I have the right job? Am I healthy enough? It's always stuff that is really based in condition, right? And it's not that we can't. It's not that we should ignore that. Hello, you need money to pay your rent. You need, like we're not idiots. We know how this setup that we're in works. What we don't know is how literally free we are of it, and how literally powerful we are to make it conform to us. Not in a let me wrestle it to the ground and kill it sort of way at all, but more in an energetic, what am I resonating with? What do I like the most? Where am I finding a little bit of freedom? And it's little tiny things. It's little tiny things. Because that's where you build. That's the feminine. That's what we're in now. The age of Aquarius is small, tiny things. It's going to look like great big things. It's going to look like really big things. Oh my God, we came out with a new creation and this kind of thing. But if you want to build a life or a business or a day where you absolutely, Heather, thank you, gentle, energetic movements to alter our worlds. Completely awesome. Completely awesome. And it really is, it's in the moment, which is a phrase that used to give me just fits of rage. Like, what the hell do you mean in the moment? I'm right here. What are you talking about? But for me, that has come to mean, am I aware of what I'm feeling or thinking? Like, am I letting myself have just a moment of not judging it first, or not judging it so quickly that I can just feel it and I can go, okay, what's up with that? This morning I woke up in the worst mood. Holy God. I woke up pissed at myself. I was so damn angry. I didn't know why. Now, the old pattern in the brain that I had learned from years of personal growth work and just the social system that we live in, which tells us to fix things instead of be aware and allow them to heal themselves, said, figure out what's wrong so you can go fix it. That just made me angrier. That just made me feel more pissed off. So after a while, I said, Lori, stop it. Oh, God, for the love of Christ, get up, go get a cup of coffee or something. So I got up and I don't know what I did. What did I do? I took a walk. I went across the way there to the cemetery and I took a walk and I started channeling some stuff and recording it. And it started to calm my nervous system down. Now, it's very, very important that you understand that is spiritual work. That's spiritual work. You don't have to do Om Mani Padme Hum. You don't have to do Om Namah Shivaya. You don't have to do the meditation to do the spiritual work. The spiritual work, you are the spirit. You are created of it. You are it. You am it. Everything that it is, you have the potential access to, should you choose to go figure out how to access it. And maybe that is what you are doing because you're listening to this crazy woman. And that is what my entire adult life has been about. How do I make this spiritual stuff real? How do I make it useful? I remember the first time I met Amachi, the hugging saint. Her first visit it was her second visit to the U.S., the first time I met her. And I had what in spiritual circles would have been called a blasphemous question. The blasphemous question was, what good are you? Little did I know, that was goddamn brilliant. It's goddamn brilliant. You know why I asked it? Because I was depressed off my tits and I needed to not be depressed. And if I was sitting in the room with God, then why am I still depressed? Make sense? So my question was, this is great. I feel terrific when you're around me, but you live in India and I don't. And you're here for 10 days and then you're gone. What good are you? People around me didn't like that question. They did not want to think. They wanted to just feel. Now, nothing wrong with feeling. In fact, like I said, feeling is your superpower. It gives you lots of information. It gives you your sense of where your actual security comes from. Because when you are secure within yourself, then you know that no matter what happens outside, you can deal with it. That you are bigger than it in some way that you will find and you will figure out. That is a different game than I'm afraid of all this stuff that's going to happen to me because I don't know what I'm going to be able to do about it. It's a very different game. Slight shift, total different life view. Total different life view. And the question is always, how do you make it real for yourself? How do you take the spiritual stuff and make it real for you? What would you like to know? What would you like to experience? Would you like to feel more peace? Would you like to feel more self-confidence? Would you like to feel more kindness to yourself? What would you like to feel? What would you like to experience? Put it in the chat. What would you like to experience? Let's talk about one of them. Throw anything in there. Thank you, Red. Throw it in there. Throw something in there, even if it's not yours. What would you like? What spiritual principle would you like to feel and have be active in your actual life? Sweet harmony. Woo, sweet harmony. I feel that like pinkness right through my chest. It's beautiful. More self-love and acceptance. God, yes. Peace. Oh, please, God. Yes. Yes. Now, as you write those things, what do you feel as you write them? As you type them? Are you aware? Are you giving yourself the awareness of what happens within you? Coherence is a gorgeous one. Oh my God. Are you feeling and noticing anything about you as you are typing and thinking of those words? Oh. Are you? What are you feeling? Yes, you can ask me something. What are you noticing? Are you noticing something your brain is telling you? It triggers anxiety. Okay, good. Where does it trigger the anxiety? What part of your body? We're going to give it oxygen so that it can naturally heal, because we are natural healing machines. We've been taught to believe otherwise. You're feeling more relaxed. That's nice. Solar plexus and heart chakra. Okay, so is it a different feeling in the solar plexus from the heart chakra? Is it looser in one area or sharper in one area, heavier in one area? Being able to look at it, being able to breathe, being able to see it, and just let it be without, what the hell? What's going on here? Do you like having fun with kids? Wow. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'm all about kids. Absolutely. Lighter in the heart, very dense in solar plexus. That is, it gets me right in my gut. Anxiety gets me right in my gut. I can feel it right now. And it always, when I imagine it, like the image that comes up in my head, because that's how I see stuff, that's how it affects me, is I see it's like a ball of yarn, except it's not yarn. It's something that's like stronger. But I also am able to give it a little bit of mercy. Like, where are you holding right now in your musculature of your body that you don't have to? Asking that question will sometimes, quite often, allow you to suddenly go, oh. You hold your breath. Right. Okay, notice it. The goal is not to now become the biggest breather on earth. Do you see how that's more like punishment? The job is to say, how can I be easier with these small breaths? How can I be easier with these small? How can I allow them to be small and to be welcomed here? You are practicing peace. You are practicing divine love with yourself. And as you change, so changes the world. As you change, so changes your life. It loosens. Yes, thank you, Devin. If you do this, in my opinion, this is my experience. I can only speak to you from my experience. The rest of my life is baby steps. because the big steps are not mine to take. And as far as I'm concerned, they're not yours to take either. Somebody said on the TikTok yesterday, on TikTok Live that I was doing, something about we have to break the chains. And I was like, no, we do not break the chains. We interrupt the pattern. We interrupt the pattern that we keep practicing until finally we realize, oh my gosh, it's not me. It's not because I'm screwed up. I'm not screwed up. I'm not fundamentally wrong. I'm not original sin. That shit goes through everything, even if you are nowhere near Christianity, and I am nowhere near it. But we take in the messages. We've taken them in because our entire patriarchal, social, religious, and spiritual structures have been built from that base. Built on that assumption that something is wrong with you and that you have no power to fix it. No, I can too. I can fix it. Really? Have you ever like tried for a year to find a job and not been successful? How much of that year was spent with you going, I just don't know what the hell I'm doing wrong? What you are doing is you are doing and you're not allowing. You need the mix. This is why the spiritual is rising now. We need to let it lead. You cannot do anything unless you're born first. Let the feminine lead. Because the feminine is not going to step on your masculine. The feminine makes room for the divine masculine. And the dance is freaking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But we have to change the quality of how we live our lives. We have to change from pushing ourselves, shooting on ourselves, judging ourselves, allowing that sense of all of that stuff to run us. And we also have to look at all the different ways in which that has been given to us as though it were, that's just life. It's not just life. It's programming. It's simply programming. You are made of the energy that creates worlds. How could you possibly be limited? It's not even physically possible. We can do it. We can practice it. And it's not really our fault either because we've been taught. This is what we were taught to do. Okay, honey, you're a newborn. You're powerless. Now, yes, we are. Naked. Pooping ourselves, the whole thing. I'm powerless in this environment. What the hell? And so we learn because we have to survive. But as we get older, nobody bothers to tell us because it hasn't been the time. Now is the time. We're in an evolutionary period. Now is the time to understand that what we haven't had as a human collective is the time that we have now, which we have entered just now, like a second ago, astrologically speaking. Months, astrologically speaking, but in terms of cosmic time, it just frickin' started. Ren, hey baby. We just entered this where we're going, wait a minute, I've been operating on the masculine only as though it could take care of me, as though the masculine only knows any freaking thing about nurturing. Thank you, sweetheart. The masculine, when it's on its own, knows fuck all about nurturing. Look at the world. It's all about power over. It's about control. It's about somebody wins and somebody has to lose. The feminine is like, everybody freaking wins. Thank you. Everybody wins. The people who don't want that are the people who have become accustomed to living in their 4-year-old selves. Nah, that's being mean to 4-year-olds. Like their 7-year-old spoiled selves. You know what I'm saying? And enough already. It's enough. I'm done. I'm just freaking done. I am so done. So people come into this room and they act like an idiot. They're blocked. They're gone. See ya. I'm done. Once upon a time, I would have been like, oh no, I'm going to hurt their feelings. It's like, oh, whatever. Can you hear my cat meowing upstairs? I know. I hear you. Hi. You are made of the energy that creates worlds, and yet you have been convinced, as have we all, that you are only human. Please. Come on. He does. His name's Milo. We've been convinced that life is bigger than us, and we've been convinced of it vibrationally first, experientially first, which is very, very powerful. Because when we came in, we were powerless. We were little in these little bodies. We didn't know what the heck this thing was. We're like, what the hell is that? It's interesting. Oh, that tastes pretty good. We didn't know. But the maturation that we have needed. Thanks, Paragon. Ah, damn, I didn't see it. That's okay though. A laughing taco. That's funny. What we didn't have, what we didn't see, was the part of ourselves that has been truncated and castrated. It's ironic. The feminine was castrated. So get out your damn needle and thread, because she back. She never left, but she's been co-opted into sexiness, affability, having babies, someone to be cruel to and use and unalive, and it's been a brutal age. It is ironic as hell. What word? Trump rated. No, we don't need to keep his name around after he's gone. Words carry power. Anything that comes out of our mouths, anything that comes out of our emotional bodies is vibrational, has frequency, it has impact. That's not to make us feel like we have to be afraid of ourselves. I know, that one's really hard. So if you feel, like I just did when I said that, like a pang in your lower gut, you know what I do with that? Instead of going, no, I can't feel that, I'm like, I see you. It's called interrupting the pattern. I see you. It's like a walking meditation. Your life becomes a walking meditation. Like, I see you. And I don't necessarily believe that. You have to find a little bit of truth that you can say to that part of yourself that interrupts the pattern, where you're not lying to yourself, but you are up-leveling by this much. If you try to do this much, you will fail. You will fail. And this is what we've been taught to try to do every single freaking time. Think about all the messages from our society. Think of all the messages from religion. Think of all the messages from spirituality. How many people did I know when I got into spirituality in my late 20s that were like, oh, that's just my ego talking. You don't even know what the hell your ego is. Shut up. And then you've got all the church nonsense. And it's the Bible, the Kabbalah, the Quran, the Vedas, all of the spiritual books, all of the books of wisdom. When you read them correctly, they will free you. They will help you get free. When you learn how to read them correctly, they will set you free. But religion never will. Religion doesn't want you free. And even the people who are in it don't realize that that's what's going on. But yes, who just said that about the 20 steps? Devin, 100%. 100%. No, I'm not a part of that forum, Dassy. What is that? Thanks, Callie. Yeah, what is the women in whatever forum? That's cool. My business is the Goodbye Good Girl Project. And I have a weekly free Thursday group where women are women and human first and business second. So we don't have to come in and pretend that we're like mini men, kind of going, I'm just going to make things work. We're killing ourselves doing it. The men have been killing themselves doing it, but we cannot. We can't keep going. It's a beautiful little group. If you like that idea, DM me and I'll get you the link, and you can come any Thursday you like. 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern, every Thursday. The next thing I'm starting, and it's going to be launching this week, and it'll start next week, but I'm going to be marketing it this week with somebody that I'm hiring, a friend that I'm hiring for a month to help me. This is so cool. Is a weekly jailbreak for women leaders. And that means if you feel that you are leading in your life, if you are a leader and you want to be more empowered in your life, whether you own a business or not, if you are a woman and you are a leader, this is going to be a $19 a month every single week. We get together. We do what I call off the grid guided meditations, which put you into your strengths, into your, out of the I've got to do, and into your, like, this is a place of kindness. This is a place of, like, let's just chill the F out and be real. And I'll do a little bit of a tarot for the collective, and then we can talk and get to know each other just a little bit. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's going to be launching starting on Monday, actually. And that'll be every Tuesday from 12 to 1 Eastern. So there's stuff that's happening, and it's really exciting because I have tried for 20 years to get this business into a place within me, where I felt like I knew what I'm doing. I always knew that I wanted to be doing public speaking. I always knew. You have all 4 cats lying on you. Lubna, hi, sweetheart. Awesome. DM me, sweetie, and I will get you that. I will get you that link. Okay. I'll try to remember, but I'm really good. I'm really, really tired. I do not sleep well these days. There's just too much energy. It's like my life has completely freaking changed. It's so weird. It's really, truly weird. Right? Like, it's just really weird. I used to be the person who was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I understand that there's astrology and the planets and as within, so without and all that stuff, but I don't really feel it, so I don't really understand it. Now I'm like living it. Now I'm like, the energy is off the chain. I can't sleep. I have to take naps in the middle of the day. Like all this transformation going on. It is weird in the best way. It is weird in the best way. I feel like I am right catching the wave. I am right on the wave. Oh my God, I've never been here before in my whole life. I've never let myself be here. We can actually be on the little waves all the time, and that will take us to the bigger waves. But I didn't know that. All I knew was try, push yourself, beat the heck out of yourself, be mean to yourself. All that patriarchal castle bull. That's all I knew. That's all we all know. It's all what we've been taught. It's not our fault. My job is to tell you, here's the real deal. And when you see it, here's some ways that you can step out of it. And then you are the one. You know how they say, we're the ones we've been waiting for? That's profound AF. Because if you think about that practically, in practical terms, if you apply it to yourself, I'm the one I've been waiting for. Ask yourself, what's your response? What's your reaction? Not your response. What's your reaction when you say to yourself, I'm the one that I've been waiting for? Is it like, sure, that was mine at one point? Is your reaction like, I wish I believed that? Is your reaction, God, I believe it, but I don't really believe it. I can't live it. I don't know how to live that. Or no, I'm too messed up. I don't know. I need healing. Wherever you are in your journey, you are going in the right direction if what you are looking for is a little bit of relief. Just look for a little bit of relief. And the reason that's important is that you are made of energy. You are made of emotion and wisdom and intelligence and intellect and inspiration and creativity and all of those things. Yeah, and when you're scared is fair, right? You're asking yourself to do something you've never done before. Why wouldn't you feel fear? Like, you'd have to be kind of weird not to feel fear, right? So the answer is not don't feel fear. And the answer is not go beat the hell out of yourself. And the answer is not go jump right into the ocean that you are afraid because you don't even know how to swim. That's not it. It's what is a tiny step you can take that is in the neighborhood that doesn't scare the crap out of you. So if you want to do TikTok lives and you're like, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Start by filming yourself. Just get on your phone and just act like you're on a TikTok live. That's another great idea, Ren. Get a friend. Go TikTok live with them, or don't even go TikTok live. Just go say, can we get on a Zoom together, and I'm going to pretend like it's a podcast. Card just fell out of the deck. You are the boss of you. Use your wisdom. And your wisdom is all about the wise next step, not the big next step, not the let me jump the Grand Canyon. Why would you try to jump the Grand Canyon when you might be able instead to go get some rope? Get somebody to teach you how to rappel down the side. And if you're like, I wouldn't even do that, I'm afraid of heights. Great. What do you do next? If you're really determined to get across that Grand Canyon, what do you have to do next? Well, I have to figure out how to not be terrified out of my mind of heights, I guess. Right, so you started standing up on your stairs and looking down. Does that scare me? You know what? Maybe a little. Okay, well, breathe into that. You've got to build the internal musculature, the internal emotional musculature, to be able to be as big and as free as you want. It's a day by day, moment to moment. What is your quality of life? This is what California taught me, and it's definitely worth the 11 years of absolute trauma that I suffered out there. Because when I came home and I realized, oh my God, I had zero quality of life out there. Zero. And quality of life, I'm broke, I'm living in somebody else's house, I'm homeless, I'm mentally ill, and I can feel my quality of life returning. That's big. Who do you want to be? Hi, Chloe love. Who do you want to be? Not how much money do you want to make? Not what kind of success life picture do you want to let the patriarchy draw in your own brain? Who do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? That's awesome, Pepper. That is awesome. That's me. Quality of life is my current situation. I get it. Yes. Animals are the thing. Animals are awesome. How do you want to be in your life? Forget what you want to accomplish. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I'm telling you, forget it. What you need as a baseline are the basics. You need to be able to pay your rent. You need to be able to eat. Okay? The other basic is you need to be okay with you in some respect. You need to be a safe place for you. That's the hardest one of all of them. But at the very least, make sure you've got money, you've got some kind of shelter, even if it's under a damn bridge, and you can eat, you can survive. Okay? That's job one. I do not say this lightly. As somebody who spent 3 years completely homeless, I know what I'm talking about. When I say completely, that's a slight lie, in that I never had to live in my car or on the street. Still, it sucked. And I started leaning into, who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't even know if that was freaking possible. But I started leaning into it. I started trying different things to go, can I feel good anyway, even though life sucks, rocks, and I don't know if I'm going to come out of this ever? I didn't know if I was going to come out of being homeless. I'm great, Chloe. How are you, sweetheart? But I did make it. And it wasn't because of all of the soldiering through that I did do. It was because the balance of letting myself feel, who do I want to be? What is the quality of life I want to have? A lot of people spend time homeless. And yet still, in this country especially, we consider it such a thing of shame. Milo, I'll be up in a while. You're all right. Yes, you are. You're fine. Meow. Don't get quite so hung up. No, let me put it differently. We can't help but hear what our mind says, right? Like that's just the way it is. But if all you do is focus on that, you're missing what will really heal you. Excuse me. Let me pull another card. This card is about really you're trying to move forward, and the fact that you're confused, you're struggling with your own mind. This is not a card of being damned. This is a card of proof that you're moving forward. The 5 comes from the 4, okay, right? Makes sense. And is moving towards the 6. Everything is always moving forward and upward. The only question for us is, do we believe the bull, the patriarchal castle list of rules that says, thou shalt just be hopeless? Because all of this stuff is bigger than you. And you have no power. Are we going to let ourselves just believe that without interrupting those patterns in some way to see if we can't come out somewhere else, faster, more elegantly, and enjoy our damn life while we're here, even when it sucks? Not enjoy that it sucks, but still find meaning in it and still find worth in it and be proud of ourselves for whatever the hell's going on. What do you have to focus on? What else do you have to focus on? All that you are. That just fell out. You are made of the energy that creates worlds. Yes, you had that trauma when you were X years old. Yes, you had that experience that really deeply hurt you. Yes, you have the scars. Yes, you want the healing. But also, yes, the healing is available to you in each single moment. The relief, the little tiny relief. The healing's not available to you as far as, okay, now you never have to think about it again. You're healed. That's all better. I took the pill. It's not a blue pill, red pill situation. No, you have to practice. You have to practice being what you truly are, which is a flow. You are a constant unfolding, magic, mysterious, glorious being of energy and light. That's who we are at our core. That's who we are. And the only way to, right, the only way to really get this stuff is not with our head. I mean, it's really good to understand that we are energy. That's good stuff to get our head to be clear about. But if you want to experience it, because experience is what convinces you, and then nobody else can talk you out of it, if you so choose, like if you decide, oh, I was abused, and then therefore I'm going to be that, that hurt one for the rest of my life. You can make that choice. But you can choose a different nature of experience and teach yourself just how amazing you are, just how unlimited we truly are. But we're not going to be unlimited just by sitting there going, I'm unlimited, I'm unlimited. Yeah, right, and you're living under a bridge. So maybe there's something in this experience to let in other information. And it's about softening. It's about accepting. It's about allowing other stuff to come in. We can't make ultimatums to ourselves. I can't say to myself, like Devin just said, it's truly of utmost importance that we never, ever, ever speak negatively of ourselves. It is really awesome to be able to not speak negatively of yourself, but it's even more awesome to speak positively of yourself from a natural place, not from a shooting on yourself. Oh, I'm never going to do that negative stuff again. Oh, I'm going to watch out for that. Oh, I'm never going to do that. You're doing the patriarchal castle's duty again. You're back in the tower. Because you are now judging yourself again. You can feel it in your body. Oh, I better not do that. You can feel it in your body. Look at yourself with mercy. What if there were a book out there about your life and you were the hero or the heroine of that book? Do you think that book would start with, God, she was such an idiot? No. You're the heroine of the book. It's also going to look at you, it's going to go, she went through that thing, she made a terrible choice, and she suffered for that. I'm so sorry for your pain. I'm so sorry that you didn't have the awareness you needed to avoid that, and I'm also really happy that you used it to grow your understanding, your awareness, and your self-mercy. What could be freaking better than that? And don't tell me it's if it never happened. That would not be better. It sucks, but that's the truth. It would not be better. DJ's here. Hi, honey. You're the heroine of your own book. Oh my God, yeah, the hidden messages in water. Woo, baby. And you know we're mostly water. That physically we are mostly made of water. Red? Exactly. That's exactly my point. And if that is true for you, which it is, then your freedom is at hand. Anytime you feel that, like, go, ugh. God. Let me take a minute here and just, like, gentle myself. It's so funny. We listen to teachers all the time. And one of the things I think that teachers don't talk about enough is the worth of the journey that hurts. Yeah, Pepper. Yeah, there's probably a lot of thoughts in that. What are you doing? Don't do whatever you're doing. Thank you. There's a lot of self-judgment when it comes to, I need to forgive myself. I need to love myself. I need to, because a lot of the work we do is mental and we need to bring it into our experiential physical. It's why I have a workshop I'll be releasing at some point, hopefully soon, called Off the Hook, where we get to come into the experience of being freer to be us, right past the trauma, without all the shoulds, and whatever discomfort, we walk right through it together really quickly. And suddenly we're like, oh, we're laughing. We're using improv. We're using acting. We're using storytelling. We're using goofiness to grow. And that's what we need in personal growth. We need personal growth without the suffering. If you want to get on the wait list, Pepper, so that I can let you know when the page is up and you can go see if it's your jam, go to my website, which is the name of this, my name of this, without the word project. And then it's .com. I'm trying not to get blocked by TT for mentioning other domains, because I got blocked for a week. It really stuck. So anyway, hold on. And you also want to do, okay, that -project.com / off the hook wait list. One word. Off the hook wait list. And then you can sign up for the wait list. That is, isn't that Paragon? That, I haven't figured that one out yet. That has got to be quantum. Is that quantum? Because, I mean, like, if it's 99% space, what the hell is inside this body, this squishy body with this squishy, like, liver and kidneys and stuff. Like, what does that mean? Oh my God, that's hilarious, Devin. True. We could stick our tongues in a stranger's mouth, but we can't give love to ourselves. Matter is almost hollow. You know what makes it not hollow? It's because we focus. That is physics. That is quantum physics. We're all energy. We're all just energy. And this feels very like it feels because we're focused in on this. It's so mysterious, but it's also so quantifiable. No pun intended, but pun appreciated. Energy embedded like a house of cards. It's a nice visual. You know, I wonder, my neighbors, they probably think I'm insane. I sit out here talking about this stuff. If they can even hear me, I don't know. You have everything that you need. This idea that we are praying to God to give us something is a misunderstanding. It is an understandable misunderstanding. And there's nothing wrong with anything that you do, including that, if what you're doing in the doing of it is allowing yourself to open and receive. The important thing is, are you allowing yourself to be open and to be receptive to your good, to slightly better? That's the whole game right there. I know it's unromantic as hell, but there it is. There it is. That's what it's about. And it is that does the work for you, you see. We've been really enculturated to believe that our physical effort is what makes things happen, and it absolutely does not. It is not the primary driver of change. It is not the primary driver of transformation. It is not the primary driver of healing. Sorry. Not sorry. It's your emotion. It's your emotional set points. That ball of energy that you are. Hey, Quill. That ball of energy that you are always pulsating. You are always pulsating out there. You are always. It's like Abraham Hicks talks about it. It's like you have this inky substance that's going out from you all the time. Now, what quality of inky substance would you like to be going out? Not to look good or appear good. Oh God, Devin. Oh my God, that's like the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. I have to say it for the video. Devin said, "I'm grateful for you, Lori. You inspire me to embrace the humanness with compassion." Well, since that's basically my mission, you just made my life. Now, if you could say something to calm down my cat. I'm gobsmacked by that. It's what I'm learning. I can't tell you how many years I spent beating the heck out of myself. And it's not like now I'm like, I don't know. I mean, the work continues, but the work is different now. Who I am and the relationship I have to myself is all different. That's what it takes. It doesn't take, I have to make $1 million or be some stupid Kardashian or something. It's not about any of that crap. Nothing. It's nothing about that. It's, can I have a day? Thanks for the cat. It's how can I have a moment or even an hour or a day where I feel like absolute crap, but I can look at it from a slightly different perspective, and I can say, okay, so I feel like crap. I'm beating the heck out of myself. I don't want to feel this way. I shouldn't feel this way. And at the same time, I know that Lori talked about maybe I could find a little bit of relief. Maybe I could just find a little bit of relief. Forget bliss. That's a little too far for me today. How about if I just gave myself a moment of just a moment of relief? And sometimes your relief looks like my favorite mantra, which is fuck it. And that's a surrender mantra for me. It's when I've run out of things to try. I've tried myself to death. Oh, yay. Thanks, Pepper. I can't wait to do that. I can't wait to be able to launch that. Yeah, the deep silence is surrender, Lubna, for sure. For sure. And that's what happened for me when I was in that horrible breakdown 4 years ago and not knowing if I was going to make it. Really, I was really out of survival mechanisms. I just went, I literally got nothing. And in dropped something. Claim away, baby. Into that dropped an answer for me to try. And because it was centered around energy and my feminine, and I tried it, and it made a shift in 10 minutes. Something I hadn't been able to shift in 40 years. That made an impression on me, shall we say? Yeah. We've been castrated. Our feminine has been castrated. Get it back. And you get it back by practicing it, by doing it, by daring to do little tiny things that really help you. If you come through that thing, I'm going to kick your ass. Swear to God. Oh my God, now it's her. Now it's Miss Maddie. What the hell? All right, they've already scratched their way so far through this. I'm going to have to take us upstairs, okay? We're going to go upstairs. I just don't want them to break through the screen and be outdoor cats because they'll get lost and I will lose my mind. So, like I said, we've absolutely been robbed of the creative part of our actual humanness. I'm coming. Oh, for the love of God. You would think they were human children. And then we wonder why we can't make things work. It's really simple why we can't make things work. Your brain was not meant to handle everything. Bashar talks about it. Bashar says, your brain has never had an original thought in its life. How do you like them apples? Isn't that interesting? You're like, what are you talking about? I've had lots of ideas in my life. Yep, but they didn't come from your brain. They came through your brain from somewhere else. Cool, right? They come from your intuition. We are madly conditioned, Lubna. Come on. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Okay, will you guys stop screaming now? I'm right here. You want to say hi to everybody? This is Milo. Come here, girl. Come here. And this is Miss Maddie. Hi. Mwah. That's Miss Maddie. Mwah. Oh my God. You guys. Amachi, the hugging saint, says that what they were just doing, meow, meow, meow. She said that's what you should do with God. You should be pulling on God. Go, come on. I kind of get that. It's just that I don't believe in doing that to a God that's external because there's no such thing. There's the only way that we can be one, the only way it could be true that we are all one is if we're all energetically connected. Bingo, bango. There it is. Right there. So energy is your central nervous system. This is your energy translates to your humanness through your nervous system. Okay? There's so much. If you guys want to study something that's really going to make you feel like you're getting control of who you really are and the magic of who you are and the strength and the reality of who you are, go read up on the parasympathetic nervous system. Go read up on it. Go to the library, do some research. If you don't have time, go to AI, whatever, but start reading about how your nervous system and its uninterrupted settings control your life. Until that is, you decide to control the nature of your nervous system. How about that? How about that? Your nervous system. My nervous system for 40 years was jacked. I lived in anxiety. It took almost nothing to throw me into an anxiety that made me feel like, well, there's never going to be any hope. Oh, God, it sucked. So the rest of this life is me continuing to interrupt that pattern when it comes up in all of the different ways it might come up. It's not about me struggling to wrestle it to the ground and kill it. That's not it. It's noticing when it's there and going, oh, there it is again. Okay, let me choose something else. Like, I'm working myself to death. I feel terrible. Oh my God, I need to keep working. I feel so guilty about blah, 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 yada, yada. Harm, harm, harm. Wait a second, I'm doing harm, harm, harm. Shoot. This feels like crap. Okay, so what you can do about it, I don't know. Well, you're seeing it. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I don't like it. I don't know what to do. Well, what if you just get up and go take a walk? Okay, I could. Well, what would you rather do? I want some ice cream. Cool, go get some ice cream. Really? Yeah, really. Go get an ice cream cone. Oh, and I just felt my stomach sort of ease up a little. I'll take improvement. You've got to take improvement. Stop being greedy in that way that stops you from being greedy. Stop being greedy for so much that you won't let yourself be greedy for actual transformation. I want the answer now. You can have the answer now. This morning, when I was walking in the cemetery, and my lower back has been freaking killing me, and then it goes down my right leg in pain and blah, all this crap. Last couple of weeks. And so I'm walking along and I'm channeling and I'm recording myself channeling and I'm doing my thing and I'm like, oh, and inside I say to the people I'm talking to or the person, I'm like, I want this to be healed now. And the answer was, you can have it healed right now. And I said, what are you talking about? It said, bend over. I know that sounds like a bad joke, but I'm very flexible. So I bent down and I breathed into my lower back. And I let the muscles relax. And I'm still listening. I was listening because when you're channeling, you're basically listening. And what I heard was, now stand up, but do it really slowly. So I really slowly stood up. I took a few steps and I said, I'll be damned, that does feel better. And it went, see? You can have so much fun having conversations with yourself. That's cool, Lubna. That's very cool. It's making such a huge difference in my life. My life is so different. It's weird. It feels weird to change your life. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, you have to listen inward. There's so much here. And there's so much here, and it translates in through all of your chakras and all of your nervous system and all of your intuition and all of your inspiration and all of the light that you are made of. You are not only human. You are not a limited being. You are the light of the world. Literally. Not the one and only light. You are made of the light that is what the world is made of. Do you understand? We are all strands of this gorgeous, weird holodeck. Thank you, Lubna. Thank you for thinking that's a good thing, because I know in previous years of my life, whenever I was like really outspoken, people were like, you can shut up now. Or at least I felt that way. I felt like that's what they wanted. But I've decided to use my favorite mantra, fuck it, and enjoy being me. Enjoy, not beat up on myself for, yeah, let them, for sure. This is how I started this TikTok. I started without knowing what the hell was going on. Honest to God, I really didn't. Oh wow, pepper. That's it's the craziest thing, because we've all been taught to expect things to look a certain way, right? We expect that things will look a lot like movies, and a lot like commercials, and a lot like TV shows and stuff like that. Like, we've been given standards of normalcy. Like, when you're successful, you're never going to be taken over by your emotions ever again. You're always going to be a happy person. You're always going to be well adjusted. Well, no, at certain moments, I'm going to get smacked. And then, but it's going to be different as I keep going. That's awesome, Red. Yeah, it's not, yeah. Anyway, when we say, you know what, you remember that fool card I pulled a little while ago? That's what this is about. This is what that is about. So a year ago, I guess it was a year ago, maybe a little longer. I'm not sure, but at least a year ago, I got ticked off about what was going on with the Orange Nightmare, and I started putting stuff out, recorded stuff out, not live, recorded stuff out on TikTok. And it was like 1,500 people followed me in a week and a half. I went, okay, that's interesting. But I'm not somebody here to teach politics or all of that. That's not my dharma, not my gig. And so after a while, I stopped that, and then I was like, well, what else can I do? And so I started talking about spirituality, and then it wasn't quite complete enough. It wasn't full enough. And then I started doing tarot, and that wasn't quite it either. And then I just said, you know what? I'm going to just keep going, because every time I came to, oh, that's not it either. Oh, that's not it either. Let me try something else. That's not it either. Let me try something else. That's what you want to be doing. That's when you're not in perfectionism, you are in unfolding. And you are letting yourself enjoy the process of discovering you. And you do not, my God, please don't do it in such a way that you freak yourself out. Stop thinking you have to do everything all at once. The things I'm telling you are the things that I either have learned or am working with and am in the process of deepening my learning. I'm not telling you anything that I haven't experienced myself. We are crazy. Okay? Accept it. Understand that we've been conditioned to be this way. And so our job is not to fight it. Our job is to transmute that stuff. Our job is to go, I see you, and guess what? I'm not going to fight you. And he goes, what? You're not going to fight me? Nope, I'm not fighting you. I'm going to give you enough oxygen to just dissipate. And he goes, oh no, because it has no weapons against that. None at all. But you have to experience that. And there's a lot of conditioning that you have. So understanding this is one thing. Employing it is a whole different thing. And you do it in tiny bits. You do it in small steps. And that's going to be the starting point is the hardest point. Because you don't have the experiential proof yet that these small steps are as powerful as they are. So you have to find those small steps you can take that will, and the mindset, and also the clearing of the religious and patriarchal and spiritual isms that keep you small. You're going to have to find your way into experiences that will allow you to feel 1% better. A little bit of relief. In the spiritual world, in the physics world, what is smallest is what is mightiest. The feminine is what is smallest, and therefore it is mightiest. So, in case you were wondering why the feminine and why women have been so damn oppressed and punished and unalived and everything else, it's because they know we're dangerous to their superiority, to their control. Because what we want is for everybody to benefit and survive, not just survive, but thrive. They can't have that. They want us to be, they want everybody else but them to be their servants, their slaves, it's very Matrix. They're the machines and we're the people asleep in the pods, and they're like from our energy. So when we withdraw our energy, when we go, I'm not playing that game. I see the whole game now. And so I don't want to play. It's not, I'm not playing your game anymore, because when you do that, you are playing their game. Tricky, right? Really, 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 what's the word? It's just tricky. Sounds like the what? What is THEUGY? What is that, Devin? The small is what the patriarchal. Quill, that means so much to me. Thank you so much. I freaking love that. Oh my God. Nobody has ever before told me that I slay, and I am down for it. Yes, thank you. I'm taking a screenshot so I can prove to myself I slayed. You need your anger. Can I just say, you need your anger. You need to be freaking pissed off at the culture, at the religion, at the spirituality that keeps you small. You need to be freaking pissed off. Here's what you don't need. You don't need to fall into, I'm going to beat you at your own game by fighting you with your rules. That's not going to help you. You need the anger and the rage because you need that freaking energy. You have learned to be so goddamn polite, you can't even tie your shoes without permission. It's what we're taught. But you've got to get pissed off about that and go, I've had enough. So that you can start to go, I'm going to be enough of a rebel to give myself a moment of relief. Like, that is freaking blasphemy. All right? Wait a minute, you're not supposed to be nice to yourself. You're supposed to work harder. You're supposed to kick the crap out of yourself. You're supposed to just do it, just do it, just do it. Really? I'm 56 years old, living in a friend's house because I went broke and homeless and mentally ill. Yeah, that doesn't work. Take it from me. Take it from everybody you know. How many women have I known who were administrative assistants and who hated their freaking lives? Oh, they were making money, they had the house, and they got married, and they had some kids, and they hated their lives. And they drank. And then all they had to settle for was like settling, not, let me see what else I can do. Let me see how much more I can be. Let me see who I am. The most radical thing that you could possibly believe is that you matter. Not just to you, but to the whole entire freaking universe. Your existence, you can't unexist. You can't. This form will dissolve as we take our attention away from it at some point, when we go, okay, it's time to move on. But you, the fundamental you, on you go. Oh God, Quill. Whew. Teachers should not be making minimum wage. So look, we can get really pissed off. Oh God, teachers shouldn't make minimum wage. Women should not be kept out of VP seats. blah, blah. There's lots of stuff to be angry about. The Trumpstein thing, like, oh my God, we've got enough to be angry about for the rest of our days. And let's use the anger. Let's not should on ourselves for the anger. Let's use that anger. But not to go think that we can beat them at their game. You can't. How do you beat a pedophile at their own game? Well, you don't do it by putting up your dukes, but you do it by shining a light on what's real. And that's what's happening. That's the period we're living in, where all of the roaches are being revealed. But our job is not to kill the roaches, but to make the roaches goddamn irrelevant so that they go, God, I don't have nobody to fight. I guess I'll leave. That's right. See ya. The system we have got, here's what I did. I'm going to tell you this, then I'm going to get going. But what I did when I was homeless, and I had no freaking money, and I didn't know if I was ever going to be unhomeless again, and I didn't know if I was ever going to be anything again, and I was so disappointed with myself, and I was so in shame, and all the rest of it, and I was like, you know what? I have got to come into a place where I at least have some relief. I've got to be able to just feel something other than shame. And I've got to be able to use the system that I live in to get what I need without also giving up my spirit, without giving up my ethics, without giving up, but also without putting too fine a point on it. If I had to give up some ethics to fucking survive, that was going to happen. Okay? Survival first. Remember what I told you? Survival first. Doesn't mean you get carte blanche to just let go and be horrible to people. The other rule is don't be an asshole. Okay, but even that has its wiggle room. But perseverance is something that you do, but if you do it with rigidity, you're hurting yourself. So, got to do it, got to keep going, got to figure out how to do this. Got to give myself some softness, got to give myself some way to find my way through this. And I called the Jewish Family Service when I got back to Ohio. I need food. I had learned out in California that they had food banks and stuff like that. And I grew up non-religious Jewish. And so I knew about them and blah, blah, blah. So I called. A woman who calls me back says, you went to school with my brother in grade school. And I went, oh my God, I know who you are. She's like, if you feel uncomfortable talking to me, tell me. I said, no, I want connection. And so for the next 10 years, she helped me. She helped me find eyeglasses for no money. She helped me, get to the, find out when the food bank was happening, and help me figure out where I could go look for lodging, for housing. And I mean, whatever I needed, she was there to help me. I was the one who had to reach out. I had to say, I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Can you help me? That's a small price to pay for getting all the help you need to get back on your feet. I said to them, can I sit and do my work here? Can I sit and do my job hunting here at the Jewish Family Service so I'm not sitting alone in somebody's bedroom feeling like I'm a lost soul? Sure. We'll even make you lunch. Really? You'll make me lunch? Me, this worthless thing? Yes. You're not worthless. You're just Lori going through a hard time. I went, what? Yeah, we just see you as Lori going through something. And I went, oh my God. You know the depth of healing in that? And do you think that's a big thing? It is. But do you think that's like jumping across the Grand Canyon? No, that's getting the rope to go shimmy down the side. And that's freaking everything. Because if I'm still standing on the side of the Grand Canyon figuring out how on earth I could ever jump, and I never even get the rope to try to go down the side, what have I got? Frustration, blame, self-blame. Oh, I'm never going to make it. I'll never... Forward movement, guys. Forward movement. One little tiny step at a time. Tiny. Oh, marvelous. You're coming in at the last moment, sweetheart. Keep it small. Keep it kind. Keep it merciful. Keep it in relief territory. And as you build your relief moments, you might actually come to a kindness moment. What? But it won't be because you forced it. Lubna, you're very welcome. And thank you guys for being here with me. I love you. And to quote somebody on YouTube, we are all in this together. And we are magic. Baby step. If you're moving forward and upward, and by that I mean if you're feeling relief and you're feeling a little bit of, you're going in the right direction. Okay? I'll be back 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, Eastern Time. Have a great evening. I'm taking myself out for the evening. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Chloe. I love you too. I'm going to go celebrate something. I'm going to go find somebody to celebrate it with. All right. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.